But the other planet goes, well, that may be over soon. I don't want to discourage you, but when we open the news every day, we only see conflict, terror, fear, war, etc. The Institute for International Strategies recently reported that from 2008 until now, the numbers of deaths have tripled just by grim violence, despite the fact we have less wars. Can we reverse that? Of course we can reverse that, but we cannot sit back and relax. As citizens, we have more power than we think about that. So, what I want to say about that, I'm buying some time now, of course. We have the Center of Harmonizing internationally here in Rotterdam. And I get back to that in a few. When I studied in the United States, when I graduated there in psychology, and way after that, years after that, we did a project in the Middle East. We invited Palestinian citizens and Israeli citizens to be together. And we asked them, to spend a few days together, and we educated them in some basic but powerful communication skills, such as heart-centered listening, authentic listening, which is a very powerful tool, giving effective feedback, and tracking and owning your projections, so to alleviate any prejudice that you may have. And you know what the result was? They're friends for life now. But that's not all. They clearly demonstrated, they transcended the boundaries of hostility between two countries without the intervenience of governments. And in our daily lives, we can permeate that. So for example, simply when I'm here in the city and I'm going to the supermarket, and I talk with people from other walks of life, from other cultures, from other countries, they may live here, they may visit. But they open up when I do that, they shine, and they respond happily. Because they're used to the fact that Western Europeans or North Americans or South Americans, what have you, usually don't do that. Yes, unless it's work related or business wise that I've done for decades internationally, then it's forced upon, it's conditional. When it's unconditional, it comes from within and it can be permanent, lasting. So at the Center of Harmonizing internationally here in Rotterdam, when you enter, you'll be greeted and hosted by mediators, and they guide you to people from other walks of life, other creed, color and race, and you start to communicate deeply. Because you can also learn these profound communication skills, starting with heart-centered listening, authentic listening, giving effective feedback, tracking and owning your own projections so you can alleviate yourself from any prejudice you might still have. And you know what you're really doing there? You're tearing down the walls of separation. You're tearing down the barriers of prejudice, pride, fear, ignorance, even hatred. World leaders are welcome here too. And they can have their dialogues on world harmonizing and world balancing. They can have their dialogue in an informal setting with other world leaders and other people, other citizens, that there are as well, of course. You know, within 5 years we'll have these centers in all major cities on Earth. And they will be independently operated. But they have the same format and the same mission. And they will be exchanging programs worldwide and dialogues, developing more dialogues worldwide. This will create such a snowball effect, and it starts from within unconditionally. The only condition is that we can change the landscape, we can change the landscape of our world, of our planet, of our world society, and it's done with citizens. And I invite you to think about this, and we can always talk about it. Thank you.
So, was it great fun?
I enjoy it. I love that. I love to be on stage. I don't do it that often anymore recently, but I always love it, and I love to be back. Thank you.
For you, the same question. When did you decide to stand here, and why are you standing here?
Well, this mission and calling, you know, after an international career of 35 years, And I lived on 4 continents on Earth, and now I'm back in Rotterdam, my hometown where I was born and raised. I always come back here. And the mission, the thing I already have for a long time already working on it, but I'm working on it on a small scale. And I'd rather step it up to a larger scale, you know. And the thing is that when I came up with the idea to join TedX, yeah, that was a dream for me to stand here, to realize my dreams. I really have most dreams in my life. And a friend of mine mentioned it from Maastricht, from the south. He mentioned, join TedX, go to the open mic on September 1st, but you got to turn in a video, you know. And, you know, a week ago I was accepted, so then I had a week to prepare myself for this. So, yeah, you know, dreams come true, right?
Thank you.